All right. We got Hoopers on the pod today. I got Ty Johnson with me, NBA vet. One of the best, coldest white boys I've seen in the curriculum league, in my era at least. Then when I found out you went to Fresno State, I was like, go Dogs. Good things ahead. Welcome to the show.
Y'all, appreciate you having me, bro.
First things first. I feel like playing football, there's always that debate where certain guys think that they're hoopers at a certain caliber. Mm-hmm. And obviously, that's fun in games like pool basketball, maybe at the rec, things of that nature. But you yourself, growing up, at what point did you know, like, okay, I can really become like a professional / D1 hooper? Like, what was the trigger point for you?
Right. I think growing, I just had the passion for it. I think that can take you up to a certain level, just having a passion for it and then wanting to get better. And then I tried football, got hit on special teams one time, knew that career was over. And
wait, so the rumor's true, like football does make basketball players?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think anybody who tells you different is probably lying a little bit. If they've played at all, yeah.
I have one of my best friends where that exact same thing happened to him.
The play's on the other side of the field and somebody comes in and just completely blindsides me. I was like, I don't want to be on awareness like this all day. So, yeah, it definitely made me a basketball player right away.
It worked out, clearly. That's a blessing in disguise.
No, definitely. I got to thank that guy. Sunnyvale Micro, shout out to whoever hit me on that special teams play because you made a hooper.
The league is full of first and second round dudes. And going undrafted, and the reason I'm thinking of this right now is because the NFL draft's coming up. My brother's about to go through this process, the undrafted journey and whatnot. What was your initial like uphill battle feel internally once you said, okay, I didn't get drafted this year? How am I going to zigzag my way into the league?
Right. Well, I think it was honestly a blessing being undrafted, because when you get selected in that second round or maybe late first, then you're jumping into a situation where you don't really have as much control over. When you're undrafted, you kind of can see where you fit in and on a team. And hopefully you can, if there's interest there, you can jump on a team that has the need for your position. So that's what happened to me. I jumped on with the Heat going into summer league, and they had a need for a backup too at that time. And so I knew I was going in and I could compete for a spot. And you're an athlete. Like once you get in those lines, all that other shit, it goes out the window. Like I could give two fucks if you were
five-star
or
any of that bullshit.
Exactly. You get it at being a competitor. So once we get in the lines, I knew that I had prepped myself in a way that I could be free too. There was no expectations. If you fail, like, nobody thought you were going to do it anyway. So you can kind of go out there and just, throw caution to the wind. And that's what happened. And, I just started playing well. And once the confidence is a motherfucker, once you start building that confidence, the just took over and I got blessed, man.
Once you let it hang, like you said, one of the best things you could do as an athlete, especially at a high caliber, because I feel like growing up, when you're in, junior high, things like that, you're usually the best in your class, best in your league. You're out here doing whatever the you want. Yeah. You get to high school, some people are going to tighten you up a little bit, but you hit that point where like, and I'm sure you were an early guy on varsity early in your career, to where like by the time you were a senior, the game slowed down. And then once you hit that college level, like again, it takes a little bit of a couple reps at least to like get the game speed down. And you realize that margin of skill level, everyone's good at a certain level, right?
Right.
But when you have the ability to just be like, hey, man, I'm going to play as loose and free as you possibly can, at least as like a wide receiver, as a pitcher, as certain elements, certain positions in the sports, you really can excel where you get in your own brain, get in your own head too much. Like you really be double thinking shit. Should I be driving to the hole? Should I take this shot? Should I pass this shot? Like, tell me about, what you did to get to your peak in confidence while playing ball.
So when you're talking about getting on varsity early, I was actually cut. So I was cut my sophomore year from varsity. Mm. And a couple guys who I love very much, but I thought I could have been up there playing. They ended up making that team and making that varsity team who were the same age as me. And actually, it was more that feeling of somebody not believing in you.
Yeah,
that stuck with me. And I was like, nobody will ever be able to say that ever again.
Yeah.
You better buy stock now. That's how I felt at the time. Now, whether it was true or not, I probably wasn't prepared at that time to make that jump.
Sure.
But that's what kind of stuck was people not necessarily believing that I could have this dream that I always had come true. You know?
I mean, disrespect. It's just gasoline on the fire of wanting to prove everybody wrong. I mean, saying the haters is a huge element of things. Dude, my recruitment story at Fresno State, I went to a camp, and like if you won one of the position groups, one of the drills, like there's 40-yard dash, shuttle, vert, all that stuff. Like you got to shake hands with the coaches after the camp. There's 400 kids at this camp. And I won the shuttle, so I got to shake the hands. And I go up to the then wide receiver coach. I'm like, my name is Frank Delana. I've sent you a bunch of my highlight tapes, blah, blah, blah. My highlight tape goes fucking stupid, but I was a 5'8", 145-pound white boy at this time. And I had an American flag cast on because I broke my hand like 3 weeks before this shit. He comes up to me, and he's like, yeah, I've seen your tape. I said, you're a good player, but, we got this guy named Devontae Adams right now. He's going to be really hard to replace. Okay. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, all right, man, me, right? Sure enough, have a good season. This guy leaves, fucking, he comes back, and the special teams coordinator gives me an opportunity to walk on. And I'm like, great. This same asshole, I'm not going to name names, this same asshole, though, who basically told me to like, he said, you'll never play here. Mm-hmm. Verbatim, you'll never play here. I'm at his house 5 months later for the wide receiver barbecue we had in the summertime. Like, I'll never forget instances like that. And certain coaches, they shouldn't pop off, I feel like. Like, I don't understand why you would shut a kid down like that so hard and so fast. And if you're shit, then sometimes you need that reality check, right? Like, you need that, like, hey, bro, listen, like, you run a 5'2", 40, you didn't play this year, like, you're not going to fucking play. Mm-hmm. But I think there's certain things where it's like, yo, who the fuck are you to tell me I can't do some shit, right?
Right. And usually that comes from, somebody's inability to do it themselves. And so they, they got to keep some other guys down. But, I'm with you. I don't think there's any benefit in trying to just completely destroy a kid's confidence.
Right.
Because life's already going to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, life's going to come at you fast anyway. So, like, if you aren't good enough, like, there'll be a point where somebody realizes that. And it's probably not up to whoever that was to do that. But I'm sure, how did that feel then going in to the wide receiver barbecue and seeing his face again to the same guy who told you that?
I don't know. I wonder if he remembered. I could never get that memory out of my fucking head. And that's okay. That's all right. And, maybe that's the internal fire I needed at that point in my life to do it. I've always been a hungry dog, but, like, it is what it is. I'm not saying I won, he lost, but, I keep receipts.
As you should.
As I should, right? Speaking of tough coaches, you mentioned the Heat. Bro, you had one of the harder coaches, like, known for being one of the tougher coaches in the league with Spoelstra. Like, take me through getting introduced to Miami Heat basketball.
Well, so when you say tough, are you saying tough as far as like the expectations of that group, or just him as a coach? Because
from an outsider, it seems like expectations are high.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and they are. I mean, especially when you got Pat Riley in the
of course
in the office right there. Playing for a guy like that is easy if you're a basketball junkie. So if you're a guy who wants to come in and get better, it's really not that hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna be in the gym and you're gonna be getting coached up by a guy who had just went to the finals 4 years in a row.
Right.
And just came off of coaching your favorite players, every single one of them. So from that perspective, it's not hard. But they make sure and they say that the Heat culture is not for everybody.
Right.
And what they mean by that is, you're in Miami, so
distractions are there.
They're there. They're around. They walk by every day. No, man. So, they're around, and the problem is you can get lost in that. And if you do, like, they're on it. They know exactly what you're doing. If you're in Tootsies, they know you're in Tootsies, man. They got the PIs on you for sure. And so the thing is if you're just about the work piece, it's really not that hard. And that's why some of those undrafted guys or late second rounders or guys who are kind of on the end of their career end up going over there and thriving and having their best year, because it's like if you buy into the work piece of it, you're going to get the chance.
Right.
Spo doesn't give a fuck if you're the 15th guy. I mean, that's how when I was a rookie, we had Shabazz Napier who was the guy they had drafted, and randomly one game he threw me in, and I mean, I wasn't expecting to play. I had conditioned earlier. I'd just run sprints with the strength and conditioning guy, and he just threw me in and to see if what I would do, and popped off. Had a great game, and that's kind of where things just started. Like we were talking about building momentum. That's just kind of where it happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's kind of I've been interviewing a lot of New England Patriots, and you think about, like, from a football perspective, that Patriot way. Bill Belichick. Not a lot of guys wanted to play New England because they did summer conditioning. They did a little bit more stricter on the weigh-in side of things. It felt like the standard was higher there. And realistically, obviously, Tom Brady helped keep that standard high, and that's why they won so many championships. But Sproles sounds like he kind of wants to take that Belichick approach. You hear about, like, Nick Saban doing shit like that. There's all kinds of coaches throughout the coaching tree, of history that they want to have. It's really about that edge, because at the end of the day, every single NBA program is going to be, they're going to do some sort of practice. They're going to do some sort of conditioning. They're going to do some sort of film work and whatnot. But, like, what are you doing to have that edge on the other teams in the league? And it sounds like, Sproles wanted to have a fucking edge.
You're talking about all the body weight and body fat.
Man.
That's a normal thing in the Heat culture. Like, even coaches, they're not playing around.
Coaches had to check their weight and body fat.
Now, they didn't have to. I'm just saying, like, I saw them in there working out every day. So I don't know if they were got to be held to some kind of standard of, like, we're here to work, and we need everybody in their best, physical condition to be able to do that.
Yeah. Dude, when Tedford came in, like, we have, you got all the generic sayings on the walls of, like, we're going to be this, standards, the standard is a standard, hold the rope, things like that. Like, our best seasons is when not just the team was doing it, not just the coaches were doing it, but, like, the water girls, the equipment staff, like, that shit was trickling down. Like, we had trainers who would be taping our ankles every morning and being like, yeah, we're going to go get a max deadlifting in the weight room and a 30-minute break. You're like, why? Be like, fuck, someone's got to uphold the fucking standard around here. It's like, that's the shit we need here, man.
So is that just because of the language of it? I mean, everybody's kind of on the same page, and you're kind of just around it all the time. So you feel like, man, if I'm really slacking off, I think
I'm
the only one.
I do believe you are as strong as your weakest link. I really do believe in that shit. Like, you got to trim the fat. You know how it is. You've been in locker rooms.
Man. You might have to let go of this podcast stuff. You're on coach speak
don't let me cook now. What I'm saying is, you really could trim the fat. Every locker room has someone who's cancerous, where they're talking shit. Bro, I'm not getting enough playing time. Fuck coach, blah, 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 blah. Nip that shit in the bud. Be like, nah, man, fuck you, baby. You're dicking around. We're supposed to get 10 reps in. You're only getting 7 while coaches look the other way, bro. Like, that shit's that's not doable. And when players can keep other players accountable, that's when you got a championship level program.
Right.
When you got other people getting you in trouble and you're trying to protect him, it's like, but you're not going to win like that. Like, raw talent will take you to a certain extent, without a doubt.
100%.
But I've seen 5 stars. You've seen fucking All-Americans come in where they just don't have that internal want to be the best. It's just raw talent. And that shit will catch up to you one of these days. Mm-hmm. It will catch up to you. So I got to ask about the body fat thing. So you came in, did they say, like, yo, Ty, we got to tighten this shit up or what?
No, I'm lean muscle, baby. Like, I didn't, but there was other guys. Like, for example, we had Hassan Whiteside, who was, what was he? Like 240, some 250, 7-footer, and he's 5%.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, 5% body fat.
I don't think people realize how tight 5% is.
It's absurd. I mean, now they are doing a different scale, right? Now everybody would say it was a little bit skewed, but I mean, dude's in incredible shape, and that was just the standard. So it didn't really matter across the board,
right?
If you were playing or not playing, we need you under 8, right? 100%. But really, it's like we're not going to accept anything under 7.
Yeah.
Don't matter how big you are, 250, 260. And
that's fucking intense.
100%.
That makes me think about a guy like Luka right now. Like,
oh yeah, but they would get on him the same way, and that's the thing. They hold that standard across the board, and I think. I mean, like, I don't think that's why you have.
If Luka went to the Heat right now, the first meeting would be like, you're a fucking fat ass. We need you to trim your shit, right?
So here's my
Has
thing.
to be.
Has to be. So I don't know exactly how they would go about that, because when you got Luka, like,
You fucking let Luka do his thing.
I don't know where the slippage is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, as a coach or I don't know where because the dude's first team All NBA, and you can say, oh, he's not in shape, he's not this, but can year after year after year in the most critical moments, who's the guy? Not only who's the guy playing, who's the guy taking the shots? He's unbelievable. So I don't know where I would draw the line in a situation like that. Truthfully,
it's very interesting, bro. It's very interesting. I think
Jokic. That's another guy. He's not. Where do you draw the line as far as this guy just can hoop. He can just play basketball flat out, and he's better than everybody else.
We just brought up 2 cold white boys now. Who's your starting 5 all white boy team in the NBA history?
NBA history. Okay. That's a 1.
Come on now.
Are we trying to win a championship, or are we we need people in the seats?
We're trying to win a fucking championship.
Cuz I'm going back and forth between J. Will and Steve Nash.
Okay.
And cuz one's going to bring the noise and bring people and put people in the seats. The other one's going to delegate in a way where I feel like we have a chance to win a championship.
You could have a 6th man. How about that? You could have a 6. You could have 1 bench player. Because I feel like you're in a bind right now.
I am in a little bit of a bind, but I don't know where I want to use this 6th man at.
Hey man, this is fucking.
Okay, at center, do Europeans count as white?
I'll put Europeans in as white. I'll put Europeans in as
okay,
white.
Well then Jokic is my 5.
Okay, we got Jokic.
Dirk is my 4.
Respectfully,
as my 3. Maybe Brett Barry. Chris Mullin. Yeah, I'm trying to think play style, because Chris is gonna probably play PG. I know he can shoot the piss out the ball, but gonna have the PG, kind of. Probably put Manu at the 2. And then I guess my 3 is gonna maybe.
Is Larry Bird? Is Larry Bird not making this list?
I just miss Larry Bird. That's what I'm saying.
That was my first
So you get put on the spot like this, and I guess that's the thing. You get put on the spot, and your mind just kind of goes blank. I just forgot the most obvious piece of this puzzle.
I thought it was going. Oh, I got Larry Bird, and then
I forgot. Then it was like you want to know what's even worse is that I was going to put Brett Barry. For Larry Bird, and then now that's why I get fired. Year 1, I'm fired as the GM of my own team, which is unbelievable. So fuck. I get it. I'm embarrassed. Keep it in. I'm embarrassed.
Keep Larry, it in. Oh no, hey, we're raw.
Larry,
we're raw as fuck.
Larry, obviously. Then we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dirk. I'm gonna go Jokic at the 2. Maybe Jerry West.
Does that team win an NBA championship this year?
Yes. If the quality bench, solid bench. Yes.
I love that.
Wait, and then we're gonna have to. Let me redo this.
Okay.
Luka is my 2. Luka's my 2. Larry's my 3. Dirk, Jokic, and then do you slide? Do you slide?
Steve Nash is just out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to slide Luka to the 1. Do you slide Luka to the 1?
Is John Stockton? Am I going too far back for John Stockton?
I love John Stockton. I would say
he's not in that. He's a good 7th, 8th man.
If you're gonna match now, you got to match Luka up against John Stockton.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do it. Respectfully, and that's respectfully because dude's a Hall of Famer. He's on the dream team. Respectfully. I don't have any quorums. Shout out to Spokane, Washington, by the way, too. So fuck. You know what? All I've realized in the last 5 minutes is that I have absolutely no fucking idea how to run a team or
it's hard.
I need to get in. You know what? I'm a player development guy. Let me get in there with that. Fuck. Yeah. But
first thing you're doing is checking their fucking body fat. You're gonna take that.
No. I don't know, yo. I just said the 2 that I would let slide. So now I don't even have standards for my program. Yeah. So
maybe we'll do the beep test or some shit.
Yeah. The pacer test.
The old school pacer test.
The pacer test. Okay. Well, shit. You know what? What's crazy is that you're gonna have to put smarter people around me to make the decision. So obviously you're hired because we already got you on the coach speak. We already figured it out.
You need a pregame speech. Give me 1 minute.
So
boys, we run through a fucking brick wall, baby.
I'm already knowing that underdog fight story. I'm getting it. I got you. And then we're completely off topic now. So we're gonna go Luka, who's my 2. I just like Manu, so I'm just a huge Manu fan. And then I gotta go Larry, Dirk, Jokic.
That's fair. That's a solid 5. When we clip this, we'll make sure we get that part right there.
Just get that part.
The rest is like, like someone's probably filling up gas or some shit listening to this, watching this. They're taking a shit. Yo, I'm going to wipe my ass right now because this is going nowhere. But now we're back. I washed my hands. And now it's like we can continue.
Unbelievable.
Man. All right. So what was your welcome to the league moment?
Welcome to the league. It was preseason and I was guarding Manu. And it happened right away because I think I'm still in shock that I'm there. You know what I mean? So I get on the court and I'm like, just get caught kind of just staring, trying to like, in a way where it was like, I've watched this dude growing up and I'm, be so successful. And I mean, 2 seconds into this inner monologue, I get back cut, and then he scores. So I'm like, fuck, that just went really, really fast and I'm going to be out of here and that'll be my only moment. So I would say that one is one that sticks out. As far as a guy just absolutely torching me where I didn't feel like I had a chance, it was Lou Williams. Put up 30 where I was like, I'm trying my hardest. I'm really trying my hardest to get a stop. And he just plays at his own pace. He's just super methodical and you can't speed him up. And I think the more he scored, the more I'm trying to get a stop and try to do the right thing. So I'm playing harder, and that's all I know. Right. And then, he just pump fakes. I'm jumping. It jumps right in. Now I'm just sitting on the side like, thinking, yeah, fuck me, right? Yeah. So Lou Will, Jamal Crawford, he'd put up a 30 ball where I was like the primary defender. Yeah. That one hurt a little bit, especially playing with Maul.
So who's the toughest player you've had to guard?
It's a good question. Well, so if we're just gonna list the best people I've ever guarded, we're just gonna Steph and Kyrie and those guys. But as far as somebody who was like underdog, my matchup, it was Kemba Walker in Charlotte. He was the fastest, shiftiest guy. I had no idea where he was going. Dame Lillard's up there too. I don't know. I think those guys were guys that I was like more of a guarding primarily. Steph, like they're gonna delegate that to Jay Rich or whoever the number one defender.
But you had to be on Steph at time to time.
100%.
Did he ever have I can't believe you just fucking shot that from that far moment on you?
I mean, he had a couple. I don't think he really had anything that was like unbelievable where I was just like, I've obviously seen it. I've watched it. I've watched it.
You got a phone too, I know.
Right, I've watched it. But as far as when we were playing, like another guy like that was when I was with the Heat, who was obviously unbelievable. But like Giannis, he struggled against the Heat because they're packing the paint, right? And they had a good game plan for him. So like I'd watch him score 50 and do unbelievable things all the time. And not to say he didn't do that in those games, but it wasn't like we had these moments where it was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Right. But I would say Kemba had some of those moments. IT in Boston had some of he put up 50. Yeah. As far as me being the primary guy, yeah, those guys.
In certain sports, you got to have that next play mentality. You strike out. You got to burn that shit, man. You can't let that lead into the next at-bat. You drop a ball, you can't let that affect your next play because you'll drop another fucking ball, right? You'll start, moment gets too big, you piss down your leg. In basketball, like, what's your next play mentality tracker? Because I feel like it just happens so fucking fast in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you almost kind of just got to develop it or you won't last very long. Right. If you're worried about missing a shot or blowing it an assignment, it's like it happens so much because it's so
it's
up
in
and
sports.
down.
That's what fucking sports are.
Right. It's like if you don't, those guys just kind of get weeded out pretty early. But it is something you got to develop, over time. And I think over time you just kind of get to a place where it's like, I'll make up for it, but it doesn't have to be this very next play. Right. And being now kind of taking a step back where I'm not playing all the time and I'm watching it a little bit more, you kind of realize like those moments aren't that big. No. They really don't matter that like, whatever. Yeah. You missed a shot. Like, people aren't just sitting over here like,
this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, exactly. This guy fucking sucks.
I'll say the only time people feel that is if it's towards the end of a game and people have money on you. That's the only instances where I've seen people really get fucking pissed off, some shit like that. Right. Now, I happen to gamble on Profit X. Please use code BTJ, Profit X. Pick your own odds, peer-to-peer betting. Download Profit X. use code BTJ. And I've got a lot of locks right now for March Madness. I got all kinds of shit. My one I had was the Drake, white boy, Bennesterts. I took the over of his points on the first game. Fucking destroyed that shit. Got me so fired up. And honestly, I think the deeper Duke goes into this tournament, Cooper Flag's gonna fucking keep. I think he's just gonna keep fucking growing on shit.
Right.
That's just how I'm feeling. They play tonight or tomorrow.
Tonight, I think.
Yeah, they're the late night game.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm
They play tonight,
I'm into that shit. Let's dabble in a little March Madness real quick.
Yep.
Do you make a bracket?
I didn't make a bracket this year. Every year I make a bracket. I did not make a bracket this year, though.
Do you think it's bullshit that people say they can make more than one bracket? I think you're allowed one bracket. One bracket. And you better fucking old school 7th grade, print that bitch out and write it in with your handwriting. You have to.
Right.
I got mine taped on my fucking wall at work right now.
Well, are you okay? So if you're betting and you're putting your money up, you can make multiple brackets.
I just think everyone talks about there's the bracketology out there, right? So you make your bracket, you probably go through like CBS or ESPN or some shit, do something with your friends, do something maybe for money, I don't know. You do that bracket. But then you look on your sports book and you're like, okay, what do I like today? Because bro, I had UC San Diego winning one of those games.
That's a great pick.
It was a great bet. They covered like all that shit, but I had them moving on, so they lost. But now it's like, all right, I'm not gonna not bet on that seed. I got my Sweet 16 wrong, so like I'm not gonna not bet. I'm still gonna look for. I have Arkansas. I have Arkansas winning tonight against Texas Tech. I did not have Arkansas making it this far, but I'm still gonna fucking.
Now that we're here,
and I need to fucking sweat a little action on Profit X using code BTJ. I'm going to fucking do it, right? That's just natural. I'm a man. I need some action.
What's the action on that? Are they bashing the first 5 or first $10? What we got going on that? For the promo code.
So the whole thing right now is you get to set your own odds.
Okay.
So instead of it being like minus 115, you could be like plus 115, plus 120, things like that. So the first thing we're doing is you get to set your own odds, which is kind of a little bit of action. And there's no minimum on bet. Because I know some dudes, it depends on what your unit is. You know, some dudes have fucking $1,000 units. I'm more like a March Madness. I'm a $10 unit guy. Because I want to bet 50 bets.
Are these parlays? Are you putting together parlays?
All straights. I love parlays. Profit X is all straight bets though. Mm-hmm. But dude, like, there's some juicy action out there. Like McNeese State. Them winning that shit?
Always.
You hit that, you get a little fucking free Chipotle burrito off that shit, man. Mm-hmm. The fuck? You go buy me another bottle of Hennessy off that shit.
My man is doing big things and he's still hustling like a walk-on.
I'm trying to fucking chisel, baby.
I love this mindset.
I got the Rolex on.
A Rollie.
You should go to Orloff Jewelers and ask for Max. They've been in business for 70 years. But still, like, you got to keep them, chop wood, carry water. We say that all the fucking time, man. Like, just keep, don't just because you got the Rolex, don't think you could bet $100 all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Keep that $10. Mm-hmm. Slicing and dicing. But there's some juicy shit. Anyways, I think one bracket. Who do you got winning it all right now?
I think Duke
has to.
They look too good.
They look too good. Who would challenge them on anybody? Auburn gets hot.
Maybe Florida.
Yeah. Although I had UConn beating Florida.
I mean, UConn in March. You never like. That's a great. They've
pick. Won.
It's a great pick.
2 in a row.
That's a great pick.
They could have won that fucking game. Right, could have.
It's a great pick. I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think Florida. I've watched them a couple of times. I think they're too stacked. They I don't know.
Yeah.
I still got Duke. Winning it. But I think that if anybody were to challenge them, I think Florida gives them a run.
Bring the Juice's newest partner is Profit X. Check out their app. Use code BTJ when you're playing. It is a peer-to-peer sports exchange that allows players to back their favorite team's money line or spread and earn real money. Set your own odds and get matched by other players. 100% legal in 39 states, including right here in California. Use code BTJ, Profit X, they're greedy, we're greedy. Fade Frankie D or hop on the train of success. I don't know if we're going to be hot or not this week. Bring the juice, get your piss hot. Profit X. Do you think today's day and age of NIL, a guy like Cooper Flagg, who's arguably the undisputed first overall probably, is there any conversation he needs to have internally with his family whether or not to go pro or take a bag?
No.
Go pro. Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. Now, if he did go back, I mean, he probably, I don't know what it is for the number 1 overall pick, what that money is. But I'm sure that the people
Duke
that
would
could match it. I'm sure they could match it.
Yeah.
or probably exceed it for 1 year.
Well, that's the only reason I'm thinking, like, okay, let's say it's 20 million. Okay. I have no fucking idea. I just know football's like in that range depending on the year. I'm sure I'm gonna get fucking blasted off that statistic, but fuck everybody. Let's say it's 20 million and Duke comes and says, we'll give you 30 million. Now you got a conversation. But that's also fucking absurd.
If I go to Duke, if I come back to Duke, God forbid, because I hate using the analogy, something happens.
Okay.
Now you've just forfeited however
Yeah.
many million
Yeah.
for 10 more. Maybe
I'm
in
with
1
you.
year.
I'm with
In
you.
1 year.
The goal growing up was to go to the league, not to have a really good NIL deal and fucking do this shit. The goal was to go to the league. And obviously, you can't go straight out of high school anymore, so you got to play your 1 year. He did his 1 year. It's time to go.
And I mean, he's going to put it. They're going to put themselves in a position to win a national. And then if you do that, then what?
Right.
Like what? There's
No,
and
yeah.
you're playing
Oh,
against
sick.
the
You went
best.
back to back. Who gives a fuck?
Right. Right. I think that kind of day and age is over.
Yeah. It's one and done. Who's going to be
If
hot
you're a
this
guy
year?
like that, yeah.
Do you think with the transfer portal, I saw that statistic where FIU's 3 best players from last year are all on teams in the Sweet 16 right now. So NIL's ruining the Cinderella stories for like the tournament. Is there any truth to that, you think?
I think you could argue it. I mean, there's just no rules right now, so it's just the Wild West, and
Fucking crazy.
and so I mean, what a time to be a mediocre basketball player, right? You're gonna pay $500,000 to just be okay. You know what I mean? So,
That's good bread.
I would. Good bread. I mean, geez, like, what are we talking about? That's CEO money.
Bro, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I don't think you realize how hard it is as a standard American male in the workforce that's not in athletics to make 100 grand. You got to be at a managerial role, like in a good institution. And we live in Cali where you're just getting fucked off taxes.
yeah.
So you make 100 grand in Cali, you're taking home what? 50? Just call it 50.
I think that's the good. Yeah. I would.
I just cut it in half at this point. Maybe it's like 53, 55.
But that's just cheese on top. We'll just take that. We'll take it. That's just the dressing on top.
That's a little fucking, you just got kicked in the teeth like 85 times and someone gives you a little Dixie cup of water. Like, oh,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
Like,
Fill yourself up.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Speaking of getting kicked in the teeth, I understand that you had a game where a tooth came out.
Couple. Yeah.
And you continue to play.
Yeah.
What's it like losing a tooth in that instance? Are you just like, fuck it, we ball?
Yeah, I was barely getting haircuts at the time. Like, it was fucking ugly.
Grimy.
Bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Grimy.
Like, yeah, just don't give a fuck. And it also kind of adds to the aura. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, this dude's rocking no front tooth. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little bit.
This guy's fucking psycho.
Fucked up, dude.
It's gonna bite my fucking ear off.
Right. And the thing was, I think for the last 3 months of my third year, I didn't get a haircut. So I'm rocking no tooth, not shaving the beard. It's patchy. It's all down
Disgusting.
here. It's just grimy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shower.
You know, I wouldn't go that far. I didn't take it all the way there. You know, I was the closest thing to it. You know,
Yeah.
I still kept hygiene. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
have to.
But
You
yeah, I
have
think
to.
that's just
Yeah.
respect
Brush
for
teeth.
yourself. A little respect for yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But
Wipe your ass.
yeah, just the little things.
Essentials.
The little things. But for sure, was rocking no tooth. And that really came down to, I got him knocked out in college.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking from here to here, all broken. Dove on the floor. Former teammate Ned Golubovich, he dove on the floor, bite into the court, lose all of them. I have like serious dental surgery. And then I'm playing the Pistons. I get one knocked out by Caldwell Pope. Then I go to Summer League and I break my jaw.
I broke my jaw. What'd you break, the hinge or the mandible?
I broke right here and it came out right here.
Okay, I didn't break right here. I got smacked right here, and I broke right here. And
You said smacked and you put your fist up right here, leads me to believe you in an instance where you might have been in a little bit of a tussle.
I got no. I was at a football game in high school, and anyways, it's a great story, but I don't want to fucking take too long. Long story short, last play of the fucking half, Hail Mary's happening. I'm playing safety. We cover the dudes, so the quarterback's running. A tight end ran an out, so he's off the field. So I'm running this way, and I have the player coming towards me. So I'm using the sideline as my friend at this point. My radar, I have no reason for thinking someone's going to come crack block me. So I'm coming in, about to smack this quarterback, and some dude comes back off the sideline who ran out of bounds and just fucking got underneath me, fucked me up. I got the wind knocked out of me, broke my jaw.
Do we got the film on that, or
I don't know. I don't know if there's some huddle on that. Honestly, I've seen it one time. I don't know if they buried it or not. I was a sophomore in high school, bro, and I had fucking blood running down my face. I drove myself to the hospital. My mom was in the passenger seat. I'm like, what the, with the fucking Valley Children's. I'm like, I just got my license.
definitely concussed?
Oh, fuck no, bro. But I wanted to play because like it was like last game we were playing Sanger.
Did you finish the game?
My mouth was just like a river of blood.
Right.
They actually wouldn't let me play because I had blood all over my jersey, and that was the initial reaction. And then I could have put my helmet on because my mouth was like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyways, I have a pretty sick X-ray though. It's like it looks like a giant. It just looks like a crack all the way up, but it goes into this canine. And I said I was supposed to lose it. I haven't lost
Like
that
the tooth
shit.
was supposed to die or something like that?
Yeah, because it went through the root or some bullshit. It ain't fun breaking your jaw.
Not at all. Not at all.
But you got the nice teeth now.
Oh, of course. You got to pay for it.
Are those veneers?
Of course. You gotta
What's
pay for
the? Was it always like, yo, we're eventually gonna get veneers once time's on?
No. I mean, I just didn't. I guess I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of put it off for so long, and like, you know, even these ones, like I just keep running into this. This is where I break my teeth. Just doing dumb shit, I guess. But veneers was not always an option. But the Heat were so adamant about me doing that I eventually had to get it done.
They made you do it?
Basically. They didn't make, I mean, they're not going to make me,
No.
but the conversation came up so frequently, like, hey, can we please just get something done with this?
They pretty much called you fucking
Yeah, like,
ugly?
Well, I mean, I had just signed a big contract, you know, and it was like, we can't put this dude on any billboards or, you know what I mean, any posters. Like, this dude's a grind, not even getting his haircut, you know? So I like, yeah, I think from that perspective, they had just invested, you know, a chunk of money into me. And so
Right.
it was like, hey, can we just clean it up a little bit? That'd be great. You know, this isn't the image we're trying to portray.
I mean, that's kind of bullshit though. AD's got the fucking eyebrow. That boy ugly as shit.
That's okay. I mean, he's AD though. You know, I'm Tyler Johnson. Like, I'm just
Hey, put some respect
just
on that.
okay.
Dude.
Yeah, my fault. But
on.
yeah, I think that's more or less where it was coming from. Well, I broke it. So I broke it in summer league, and then they were gonna wire my jaw shut.
Yeah.
But there was another option to cut in and put plates in. So, but the downside to doing that is all the nerves, and they'd cut through all the nerves in your mouth.
Your face would just be like hanging there.
Well, you just wouldn't be able to feel like the touch of, you know what I mean? You cut all the nerves in your face and stuff, but I elected to do that. So
Yeah. You mentioned that contract. I understand, like, take me through the contract, the negotiations, you signing it, and just kind of the mental side of once that took place.
So that summer it was just a good summer to be a free agent. Nobody was up, but there was a huge influx of money coming in from the TV deals and you know, just the cap goes up year to year. And so there was just not really anybody up. And I found myself in a position where I had played well, averaged like 9 a game my second season. And the money was just there. So the original offer, my agent before, I ended up switching agents, going with my guy, Austin Brown at CAA. But before, my agent, Pedro, he had asked me, hey, would you be okay with like 3 years, 15 when the Heat come to the negotiating table? Like, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
And so then I remember getting on with Austin, and he was like, no, that's not even close to being in play. So I'm like, okay, we're not even going through the moment, so I'm still playing, okay, whatever. And then we actually get to the negotiating table, and then the numbers just started jump from 25 to 35 to 40.
Yeah.
And then Sacramento comes in, and I was under the arenas provisions, which basically, I believe if you're second round or undrafted and you only play those 2 years, your first 2 years, you can only max out at about 60. And Sacramento throws out that number. So I didn't think, I'm thinking that's not real.
Right.
And I'm telling my agent, take the 25. Right. You know what I mean? Because I feel like somebody's going to take it away, and now I'm going to be stuck with nothing. So these numbers just started getting like super overwhelming. I started getting like super hot in that room, and I had to step out, and all of a sudden I'm in the hallway of the office, just start throwing up.
No
so
shit.
I couldn't handle it. It was just too much.
Fuck.
Yeah. I just got hot, and it was like uncontrollable. Because they're talking about, like, I'm cool with Yeah, $1 million is, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, bro, that's very good,
Unbelievable.
healthy amount of money. Absolutely.
unbelievable, right? I mean, now I know people stick their nose out because they get it in NIL money now, but like,
Fuckers.
it's just, it's like, you know, that would, to me, it was a lot. And,
Absolutely.
And coming from, you know, everybody has their story of, you know, I came from nothing. But when you really have nothing, you actually don't really know it, because most people around you are like kind of in the same position. So you're like kind of all in it together. So you do have something. You have the camaraderie of,
Get the boys.
we're all in this moment.
Right.
So, you know, coming from a situation with my mom being a single mom at the time, and you know, not having much, like I would have took pretty much anything.
Right.
And I'm playing in the league. Like, come on.
That's the dream.
That was more or less where my passion came from. Was playing in the league. It wasn't to get to the league to make money.
Right.
That just happens to be something that comes along with it.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It's
Twisting
good benefit.
my arm. They weren't twisting my arm to take it. But, you know, that was all I was thinking about. And so then we knew that D Wade was going to end up leaving that year. You know, there were some things that had happened as far as, you know, he had sacrificed a lot. I won't get into it too much, but he had sacrificed a lot during the Big Three era. And then after, I think he even talked about it recently, he was supposed to get paid. And they ended up signing a couple other guys first. And then there was like, this is kind of just what's left over. You know, it's still a great contract, but for what D Wade meant to that team,
Right.
I think felt a little slighted and ended up going to Chicago. But we kind of had the inside track that might happen.
Right.
And so we knew there was a chance that I might end up back in Miami, and in Miami would match. But that was ideal. I was happy going back.
You wanted to stay in Miami.
I wanted to, because just, you know, familiar with the organization.
Familiarity.
And
Absolutely.
And those guys had invested so much time into me. And I definitely wanted to go back. But I was also realistic with the idea that I wasn't going to go back.
Yeah.
You know?
That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it worked out.
Oh, fuck yeah. It worked out, man. It fucking worked out real great. You mentioned D Wade. I know you talked about, you know, idols and all that stuff. But that's a household name. What was it like getting into that locker room, getting to play with one of the best there is?
Nah, yeah. We were talking about welcome to the league moments there too. I think I started with the Ginobili story, but I mean, coming into the locker room and I see Chris Bosh, Dwyane Wade, Zilla, who's Birdman.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Right. Norris Cole, Mario, guys who had won championships, who were still
fresh
there.
off championships.
Fresh off of it, fresh off the finals.
That's the culture.
Stepping into that was overwhelming. And I just got lucky to be in a situation where it was with a group of people that cared about basketball. You know, I could have gone to one of these young teams that was up and coming, and I probably would have got swayed just like everybody else would. You know, I mean, I would have been in the gym, but I mean, when you're around older guys, like, you know, they just got their shit together, and so when one of those guys takes you under their wing, it's just a little bit easier. You get a little bit more of a head start.
Right. I mean, you mentioned Birdman.
Zilla, my guy.
I've heard he's a crazy cat. I heard he brings the juice, though.
He brings good energy and like crazy. I guess you could define it in a lot of ways.
What's your favorite Birdman story?
I don't know if I could tell you my favorite Birdman story.
Just bring the juice, baby.
I don't know if I could tell you
what
my favorite Birdman story is. Man, now you got me stuck.
Ty's cycling through right now. Be like, can I say this?
He's got me stuck right now.
Can I say this on camera?
Listen, Birdman's a great dude. I love Zilla.
No, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. I got time.
Zilla took care of me, man. And yeah, when we get out of here, I'll
you gotta throw me a bone, Ty.
Man.
You gotta throw me a bone.
Let you know.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
But the thing is that people kind of like they thought he was a super high IQ basketball player, and for a guy to be able to do the things that he was able to do, you know, that's a skill. You know what I mean? To be somebody who's blocking shots and timing all those things. He wasn't crazy in the sense that he didn't know what was going on.
No, just controlled chaos.
Yeah, man, he's from Tex guy. You know what I mean? Getting it done.
I love that. That fires me up. On the way here today, I was scrolling IG. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this or not, but Stephen A. and LeBron are in a little bit of a feud right now.
From the brownie thing.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I have no Instagram. I don't have.
I know, because I was fucking looking up you know, and it's some random ass white dude that I'm like, that's not fucking time. This dude's like, all right, well, anyways. So, Alan, tell me if I got this wrong. So, Stephen A. and LeBron got into a little bit of a altercation. Didn't get physical. Just grown men, loud talking, I would say, because Stephen A. is criticizing Bronny. Yeah. Which Stephen A. criticizes fucking everybody on planet Earth, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron didn't seem to like it. Stephen A. must have said something. Long story short, both of them think that they're in the right and the other one's in the wrong. And Stephen A. put a video out saying that if LeBron would have put hands on him, he would have swung on that motherfucker. LeBron, the next day, did he have a good game or some shit? I don't know. No. The next day, LeBron posts a video of Stephen A. doing boxing drills.
Oh, I've seen that before.
And Stephen A., bro, it looks like... You seen Breaking Bad?
Followed by
You know the chicken man from Breaking Bad? What the fuck's the guy's name? Gus. Stephen A. looks like Gus trying to do fucking MMA drills and shit.
I've seen that video before because that came out a couple of years ago, I think, of him hitting the mitts.
It wasn't an Instagram story. It was a hard post. And I'm like, yo, this is a direct... Like, this isn't like a Mike... If he posted a picture of Mike Tyson, he could have done some shit. This is Stephen A. doing boxing drills on his actual feed.
Sometimes you just got to let people beat themselves. You know what I mean? He could have chosen any amount of words or any kind of thing possible, and he chose that, you know?
And also, let's back up 7 steps. Stephen A., my guy, LeBron James would beat the fuck out of you.
Absolutely.
Like, within, I would say, okay, let's say, how long would, this is a good exercise. How long would Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James last in a UFC fight?
Is he just trying to end it? Like, is he hawking him down and just trying to end the fight, or is he just enjoying it and picking him apart?
How fast could he end the fight?
It's got to be one.
It's round one
swing of the bat. He's not getting out of the way.
It's round one.
No, you're talking about round one. I was talking about the first punch.
First 15 seconds.
LeBron James hit Stephen A. Smith with all of his might. I'm trying to figure out what the comparison would be.
I don't know. Okay, let's take it next further. I think LeBron James could win certain UFC fights right now against actual UFC fighters because he's that big of a physical specimen. He might be lasting around. Based off athleticism.
You think he can last, or you think he could win?
No, I don't think he could win. I think technicalities.
Think he could last around.
You know why? Because listen, we were athletes. Never fight the wrestling team. They're gonna fucking put you in a pretzel or some shit. He gets in there with one dude who could do some fucking jujitsu or ground and pound, or he's a wrestler. You're gonna get fucked up in 15 seconds. But I think standing up, like someone's got to bop. LeBron's a tall motherfucker. Like,
you gotta factor in fatigue.
Are you talking about
fatigue's true? Fatigue's
true. About against people in his weight class?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. Maybe.
Because what's LeBron weighing?
Probably not.
Like
260? 270. So he'd have to. Okay, so he'd be fighting like John Jones.
Oh, he's in. No, like he's in.
No, he has to be. He has to be.
You put him against what? Ngannou or Cyril Gane or
Francis? Yeah.
Stipe. Or
even Alex Pereira.
Oh.
Alex Pereira's fucking him up.
And that's respectfully, like it's not.
No. We're talking shit. We're talking shit, bro.
No, respectfully, it's done in one. You got other UFC fighters getting done in one.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking first 15 seconds. You kidding me? Flying knee.
I say an unranked UFC guy, it's done in one.
So Josh Hokett, former Fresno State running back, played for the 49ers for 4 years. He's now 5-0 in LFC, which is like AAA baseball. It's like G League of UFC. He fights May 9th. He wears Bring the Juice right on the balls on his shorts. Check him out. I think Josh Hokett could beat LeBron James in a UFC match within the first 45 seconds.
Josh Hokett.
Yeah.
Where's he fighting at?
He's fighting Santa Cruz May 9th.
Okay.
He fought out in Lemoore a few weeks ago. He hasn't gone past the first round yet. Just fucking black. Like, the night before the golf tournament, all the NFL guys and the high sponsors, we had a dinner party here. My mom turned it out in the patio on the big TV. Bro, first 30 seconds, everyone's drunk as fuck. I fucking bet a little 200 on the side, like, that's my boy, baby.
Right.
Let's go. My horse is
Right.
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 So, okay, recap of the fighting of LeBron James. Josh Hokett, first 45 seconds, KO against LeBron James. Stephen A. Smith, I think he'd have one of those heads where it pops like a pinata if he got fucking smacked at the right. I think he'd actually have an indented skull if LeBron, because LeBron James, he has the rage right now, too.
At that point, yeah,
he has the rage right now, too.
Whether he gets not like it's whether he survives.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get hit that hard at a certain age, like
Now, Stephen A. looks like he has a little bit of a squishy face, too.
yeah. So if you get hit at that,
I feel like he has a soft jaw. Stephen A.
you get bones get brittle at a certain. I want to know what I really want to see is my big brother James Johnson. I want to see how he would fare in those situations because I've seen him in action. Dude's a problem.
Nice.
Well, no, of course.
This is your actual big brother?
That's my actual big brother. Yes.
How old is he?
Oh, he plays for the Pacers. You know, James Johnson.
Oh, shit.
Yes. So you guys do your homework, and we'll get back. We'll talk about this at a later date. At a later date.
You think he could fucking fight UFC is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Could he? No, he has, and not just that. I'm trying to see like if he just stepped in now in the shape that he's in, where he would.
I think it would come
Where he
down to
would be.
conditioning.
He's in the NBA. He's a world class athlete.
I still think professional conditioning is different than, bro. If you're going in the 5th round,
Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
but you're
saying.
not. But those are championship fights.
you're right.
Those are championship fights.
You're
So
right.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
No, so I just would do it for cardio, just fun.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just fun to go hit the bag, hit mitts. Like that's just a fun thing
Shit
to do.
fucking gasses you. What the fuck?
100%.
Dude, people be like, yeah, I do 2-minute rounds. I say, no fucking way you do 10 2-minute rounds, bro.
Right.
Like actual,
Are you talking about sparring or where they're just hitting mitts?
sparring? Fuck no.
No way.
Bro, me and my dad and my brothers, we got the headgear and like the heavy ass, like 14-ounce glove, like the almost fake
Those are old
gloves.
school then.
Oh, bro, we all had Everlast mouthpiece. My fucking Everlast mouthpiece is probably in here somewhere. We'd go in, we did 30-second rounds. You know how gassed we were? We used to box my dad. We used to spar my dad. And like, you know, I was probably like 19. My other brother was like 15. Like, we were in shape. That was the thing. But if he fucking got a hold of you, like, and he'd jab your ass a little bit, like, he ain't gonna fuck you up. He's your
Right.
dad. But he's gonna let you know, like, gotcha ass, gotcha. And every once in a while, I'll never forget this. I think I have a video of it. I slipped one, got underneath his shit. I heard the, and I look at my brothers, and I'm like, oh fuck, he's gonna get mad.
He
And then it's a
activated dad
video of
mode
me.
after that.
I'm like running around the basement, like, oh, fuck this. He throws me the quarter, and he's, you know, we got like the chest protector on too, so like it's not hurting you, but you're fuck. I'm getting fucked up.
He was trying though.
Bro, sparring is fun as fuck. The only thing when you spar with your boys, you got to be in a controlled environment because you do it in basement with 2 boxing gloves. Someone hits one dude the wrong way.
It gets out of control.
It's like
real
pool
fast.
basketball, bro. I don't know if you play pool basketball.
Love it.
Bro, pool
Love it.
basketball? All right, let's have this conversation. Pool basketball is probably one of the top 3 most physical sports there is to have.
It's one of the best conditioning things.
Oh
you can
my
do for
god,
yourself.
bro. Now don't get me wrong. My feet come out of the pool, they are fucked
You gotta wear
up.
shoes,
I've never had that type
or
of
you
dedication.
gotta wear shoes, because
I've
your feet
never-
are gonna get cut.
Oh, destroyed.
100%.
And you don't just play, let's play one game. Another one. Again, switch the teams. A new buddy comes. All right, now we're playing 3-on-2, but he's all-time point guard or some bullshit. And listen, I'm a drowner. I'm the small dude. I'm fucking dipping you and throwing you into the deep end of the pool and hoping I can swim. I'm trying to drown you. But there's not a lot of strategy to pool basketball if you're not a big man.
Can't be.
Big man, stay low.
Can't be.
We once played offense versus defense at Fresno State in the fucking water polo pool.
Really? But you were playing hoops?
Pool basketball.
Or you playing water polo?
No, we're playing pool basketball. Offense versus defense.
And there's you can't touch the ground at that point, right?
There was the side pool right there. So it went to like 10 feet, but like the first half of it was up to like 6 feet.
Okay.
So people could touch the ground.
Right.
We want to talk about some fucking, probably the worst idea they ever had, like ever. And dudes were laughing. It was like the day before fall camp. Or we had like 3 days before fall camp. So it was like the last day of summer conditioning. So we were all excited and shit, but that shit got fucked. Those people are too big and too strong to be fucking boxing people out like that.
You can feel helpless real quick when your feet don't touch the ground and you're just out there and you got somebody like a grown man holding you just can't, balls. You just can't get out of it. Or you just can't get out of it.
I get it, bro.
It's a demoralizing feeling.
I definitely get that. I get that all fucking day.
For sure. But that you got to play 21. And you can't have all-time point guard, bro. You're going to be biased at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
So 21.
That's fair. We got like in ours, we got a little nice little spot. We have like one waterfalls, a 3-pointer. Actually, we play 2s and 1s. So everything's a 1. Once you get past a certain waterfall, it becomes a 2. It gets pretty fucking intense though, man.
No, I believe it. That and have you ever played in the sand?
Yeah.
You played the U-ball hoop?
I played the U-ball hoop.
I love it.
Bro, just beach volleyball in general too.
Right, of course.
Or spike ball. You play spike ball?
Nah, not played any spike ball.
Spike ball's fun as fuck. You play pickleball?
No, but everybody's trying.
Get into that shit.
I know it's the wave.
It's the wave.
No pickleball for me.
You'd love it. You golfing though?
Do golf a little bit.
What's your game?
So I got to about a 10 at one point.
Fuck?
No, I did. But I was playing every day. I'm retired. And that's when I knew I had to do something with my life.
Yeah.
But I was playing every day, and then I joined like a legitimate country club, and it immediately shot up to about an 18 again. You know, instantly just from the course I was playing, and then this was one of the coldest winters in North Carolina, so I didn't play for like the 4 months.
That's so shitty.
4 or 5 months.
That's the only nice thing about Fresno. You could play all year if you really wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn.
You played? You just did your event?
Yeah, I just did my tournament. I mean, I started playing after I was done with all my athletic ventures. And I think I enjoy the most because, like, I have 2 brothers. It's me, and then I have my dad. So it was nice for us to go out. We don't all get to see each other as much as we once did because we're a very tight-knit family. But, like, just everyone playing ball, work and whatnot. Like, you know, you don't eat dinner as a family every night anymore. They're living Fresno. I'm doing shit. So getting out and be able to, like, no one's on their phone. You're having some quality time. We're competitive as fuck. We like to drink a little bit, and, like, you could kind of do all those things outside. And you're competing with each other, but also with yourself internally a little bit. So I love that shit.
The outdoor element is underrated.
Dude,
sure.
Get outside. Touch grass.
Mm-hmm.
Touch fucking grass.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to ask you, so you played outside the States, right?
I played in Australia.
What is the biggest difference? I mean, obviously I know there's a lot of differences, but, like, how hard is that mentally being like, okay, I got it. I'm going to another country. I've never fucking been here before. I got to be a pro in this element.
You know what? Of all the places that you could have that was the best one.
I believe that. 'Cause I've talked to
100%.
dudes that play in Mexico and shit, and they're like,
Well, I mean, I'm going to a place it's English speaking.
Yeah.
You know, which makes it infinitely easier right away. And then I was in a good location. I was in Brisbane, so I was like an hour away from the Gold Coast. I'm just in a good spot. And then the league was dope. And then I guess Australian culture, they're just good people. You know what I mean?
I've met some good Australians. Aussies.
You rarely meet bad ones.
Right.
You know, I mean, other than the one that they said took Shane Gillis's hat. You know, kind of like other than that guy, like, I mean, I've never met a bad, you know, I won't say that because I'm sure there's plenty of bad people. But I personally have never met bad Australians. And the ones who usually come over from the States or to the States to play like in college and everything, they're just great dudes to be around. Party hard, you know?
Yeah.
Walk around bare feet usually, and that's it.
Awesome.
They also over there, they just don't put as much emphasis on some of the things we do over here.
Materialistic things and shit.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, so simple's better, man. Like, you don't always got to have the shiniest thing. I say that wearing a fucking Rolex right now, but this guy. I went to Orloff Jewelers and I asked for Max. They've been in business for 70 years. Highly recommend Orloff Jewelers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking crispy with the plugs, bro.
Absolutely.
Naturally, you don't even realize it's a plug until it's a plug.
Absolutely. I think you might need a little bit of rotation. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do that, you might have to have another one. That one's kind of. You said it was kind of heavy.
I need two hands,
up
bro.
the shoulders and all
I need
that.
fucking
so, you know,
two hands. I don't know, but my fucking left
That
biceps
looked a little
about to be
shake weighty though. I saw that.
Hey, Paul. I better take this bitch off if Stephen A comes into the Bring the Juice studio, bro. I'm beat. My reaction time is going to be off a couple seconds right now. But, oh, shit, man. Last thing, I always ask my players this because I think it's something that no matter what stage of life you're in, whether you're playing ball at the highest level, you're a young cat trying to make it up to the varsity team in high school, 7th grade, Or you're just a business owner, or you're a soccer mom. Like, in life, adversity always strikes. When adversity does strike in your life, or when it has, how have you responded? What have you learned? What's your go-to? How do you go about things, and how did you get there?
Well, I think that I could answer that differently at different ages. You know, I think when you're young, it kind of seems like it's the end of the world, and you know your whole world's falling apart because you know your high school girlfriend broke up with you, and it's just over. You know, and then as you get older, you know you get hit with a lot realer situations where you know you're talking about the health of your family, and you know you watch those things as they become more fickle, you know, as you get older. So I would say when you're in this day and age of dealing with adversity, I would say what is the main thing. You know what I mean? And if it's something where you know you lose out on a job or you lose out on something like that, you would say what is really important to me,
Right.
You know, is it this job and money, or is it, you know, do I have a foundation I can come back to and support me? So then if I have that, I would say that would be the most important thing. And so life's really not that bad.
Right.
You know, for me, what changed me is my kids. And so I feel like now anything outside of that, you know, if my kids are healthy, if their mother is healthy, if my family's healthy, I feel like when you put it into perspective, you can deal with most of those things, you know, as long as you have, you know, the health of the people that you really love.
Yeah. I mean, health is something where it's like, I was sick 2 weeks ago, right? I had a sore throat. And you know how it is. It's something as simple as that, where you would, in the moment where you can't breathe, sore throat, you can't swallow shit, it's like, bro, you would be like, bro, I'll do anything to not have a fucking sore throat. It's something, and that's a very minuscule example there. Like, you take our health such for granted. Even being a young cat, you know, high school, like, I could hop off the bus and play a game right then and there. Maybe lean to the left, lean to the right, do a jog up and down the sideline. Let's go. I could run 90 minutes, whatever the fuck, however many, any sport, doesn't fucking matter. And then you hit that first injury, and all of a sudden you're treating your body differently. Like, you don't realize too, and injuries are such a critical part of the game where it's a double-sided coin, right? One of the best abilities is availability. That'll always stick true. But also in the injury train, I've been hurt where it sucks because you work your ass off to get a certain place on the depth chart, and all of a sudden, like, you were there, but you got hurt. Now someone else is taking your reps. You're out here trying to power through it, but you're just not quite there. Like, you feel like you're losing a step, someone else is gaining a step, and in the meantime your leg's fucked up, right? You're going home mentally trying to power through it, and there's some shit you just, because there's a difference between being hurt and injured, right? So that's one side where it just fucking sucks because someone's taking your spot. They are. Sports are a fucking business, and that's the reality of things. Now there's the other side of it where you're itching, you're growing on the depth chart, and the dude in front of you might go down. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's got academic issues. Maybe something fucking happened. Now you get to strike while the iron's hot. You have an opportunity to fucking be had, and you can either capitalize on it or shit the bed and let the guy come back and take his spot back. I've seen multiple situations where a guy gets hurt, the dude behind him, look at fucking Tom Brady. I mean, the dude gets hurt, guy behind him does well, and that guy never gets his job back, right? But I got a 5-month-old son now, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And like that statement of like your health really matters more, because health is wealth at the end of the day. Like, money is great, but if you're sick, if you're injured, if you have health issues and you got all this money, like, bro, I'd trade all the money in the world for a healthy baby, right? And everybody coming from like an athletic family, everyone's like, oh, they're going to be the next, you know, Fresno State wide receiver. They're going to be the next this and the shit that. It's like, all I gave a fuck about was like, I want that kid to come out and be crying, and the doctor, and the first kid, you don't know what the fuck, you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Right. I'm
like, is this right? Does we look good?
Right.
I'm looking for thumbs up right now. Like,
Right.
we good? We good?
Across the board,
Across
like
the board.
overdo it.
Yeah, and I'm doing, and they're explaining shit. I'm like, should he be crying? And like, it's crazy, man. But once you have that, I mean, having a kid change your perspective like crazy, man.
100%.
Like, I couldn't agree more on that shit.
Yeah, 100%. The quick story, my daughter she was born at home.
Oh shit!
So
you purposely? You guys want to do a home birth?
Wanted to do a home birth, and so she was born like upstairs in my bedroom. So the midwife, you know, like she's like, okay, so the baby's going to come. You're going to pass her through and pass her on. And I was like, I didn't know I was actually going to be super involved in this.
Yeah.
I thought I was just a coach.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
out here
You're on the side holding the
sideline
hand.
and somebody was going to be doing this. But now you got this baby. But beautiful experience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, it doesn't really change first kid to
Next kid.
Yeah, to the next one. It's like you're just hoping everything goes well. And you're looking to people way smarter than you.
Yeah.
And hoping that they're just like, yeah, it's all good.
No, but and I didn't do. We were in a hospital, but like
Smart. I mean, I get it.
no, I'm not
Pretty
hating.
standard
I'm not
across
hating.
the board.
I'm not hating. Seeing a baby come out is like one of the fucking craziest things.
Oh, you were in it. You
I
were
was.
right.
I,
You were
I
right
had
there.
a side. Not to get too graphic. I had like a side profile, so I was even with my wife, looking down, and
It gets natural. It's like a horror movie. You just
Bro.
kind of got to.
you see the
down
hair.
that way. Oh.
Kid came out with a lot of hair. it's like fuck, man. Fuck. But no, man. Well, Ty, I appreciate your time, bro. This has been fun. Love to have you back. Love to get on the course. Love to get off the course. We got a thing called Juice Golf. We got a few different things. We got a few different challenges. Juice Golf's probably the most iconic. Basically, it's me versus you. Loser gets to pick the punishment. I'm sorry, winner gets to pick the punishment for the loser each hole, match play style. You either got to throw a Zin in, take a shot, shotgun a beer, or get tased.
Okay.
And then we have another one. It's called Break 69, where we go out, we try to shoot 69 or better together. So we're a team on this one
From the Reds.
from the Reds. And but every bogey we hit, we have to get tased. And it starts off the T, so you get that's the tata, and then A is the ass, S is the side, E is the elbow, D.
The elbows. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
D.
I'm with. I mean,
Hey,
I can understand
hey,
the tasing thing. You know,
You don't want to get to the
just-
D. You don't want to be tased in the dong. Baby.
Listen. That's what. Did you were in a frat? Were you in a frat? Because that's frat
I played
activity
fucking
right
football.
there. I know, but I'm saying that's frat activity, right? That's baseball stuff.
Don't throw me
That's-
that. Don't throw me that shade,
That's
Ty.
baseball.
We had a
That's
good
baseball stuff
moment
you
today.
got.
Don't
You
throw me that
said
shade.
throwing us in and get tased, or get tased. Either way, I don't want to get tased in the elbow after I just threw in a Zen and took a shot.
You better-
but
you better-
I'm game.
you
But
better-
I'm game because it doesn't have to get there. Just play well.
Just fucking
play
hey,
well.
don't suck.
Doesn't even have to get
Don't
there.
suck.
Yeah,
Simple
that's
things.
right.
Simple
That's right.
things.
I
Simple
like that.
things.
It's incentive based. Incentive based.
We call it D-Bab. Don't be a bitch.
Listen, I'm 100% in.
All right,
you
you're
let
in.
me know,
We're
and
signing you
I'll
up.
be there.
We're signing you up.
I'll be there for sure.
Ty Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Don't follow him on social media because he doesn't have any, but look into subscribing, unsubscribing, resubscribing to Bring the Juice. Check out our new pod, Lunch Pail Guys. Buy your merch, get your piss hot, and we'll see you next week.